Hi, hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel MEM Growth. So in the last video, we discussed about authorization. Like you have to log in once, and then using the storage state, we can just store all the session details, and you can use it in throughout your framework. You don't need to repeat the login again and again. Okay, so it is more efficient. So guys, that was a very important concept. So if you didn't watch the video, please go through the video and understand how you can use the authorization. Okay. So today in this video, we are going to discuss about fixing the flaky test using the Playwright locators. Okay. So even in the last video, I was discussing like we are not spending too much time on it. So today we are going to deep dive onto all this Playwright specific locators, getByText, getByRole, all these things. Okay. So these locators are called as semantic locators. So when you just write await dot page, and then you can see all this get attribute, get alt text, get by label, placeholder. These are all the semantic locators. Okay, this is not CSS or XPath. See, we already have CSS and XPath. Then what is the need? Why do we need this special locators? Why Playwright is offering the special locators, the semantic locators? We are going to discuss about that. Definitely in the interview you can expect some question, what are all the Playwright specific locators, and when they ask, you can give all these details like it's a get by attribute, get by label, placeholder, get by role, all these things and more. And apart from that, you can also say like the reason Playwright has brought this special type of semantic locators is, see here we have written page.getByText employee name. For example, see, in this, you see the text is orange HRM, right? If you want to access this particular title or this text, what you can just do is page.getByText. You can just mention orange HRM. It is very immediately clear to you, right? But what happens when you want to use the CSS locator? You just give page.locator and then you inspect and then you give the class name or anything, whatever ID or anything. So this is, yeah, absolutely, this is the right way to do, but there is a better way to do, so that even in future if you want to come and modify your code, then that time you don't it will be giving you the clear picture which locator we are exactly modifying. But here it will just take some time to understand which locator we are working on, right? So that's the reason this is very important, using means this is good to use the semantic locators. And also in most of the cases, the developers constantly will change the class name. So here you have the document object model, right? This tree structure in the class name they will change, or they'll move this div here and there, they'll do something. Okay, but whereas the button text, label text, all these things, they'll not keep change, because see, this username, password, this UI will always remains the same. I'm not saying always, but it is not more often, it will they will not change all this. So the semantic locators basically uses this buttons and lists and everything. So even if the developer changes something, it will not be like it is only affecting if you are using the locator with a class name or a ID or something. Anyway, the developer is not going to change these things often, so it will not fail often. Even if there is some refactors going on, the CSS and XPath it will break instantly, but this semantic locators it will work. And moreover, what is the one other advantages? As I told you, the first advantage is it is very rigid. It won't undergo too much changes, and it is actually very much clear to the person who is reviewing the code or who's writing the code. It actually matches with the UI, means whatever we see here, we are going to write it in the code. Okay, and you can also tell like these locators, this get by role, get by placeholder, get by ID, all these things are auto wait for visibility, stability, and actionable state. For example, if you want to enter the username, okay, you have to make sure this particular field is editable, and then only you have to enter. Otherwise, it will fail. Okay, that is what is flakiness. Without even checking the state, we are just trying to enter. So those things will be avoided here, because this Playwright locators, get by role, all these things, it has the auto wait for visibility, stability, and actionable state because it's plugged directly into the engine. Okay, but whereas CSS and XPath, all these features are not available. Okay, without further ado, let's start. Go ahead and create the code so that we will get better understanding. So let's create a file locator. So I'm just going to copy paste this code. So here we are importing the test runner at Playwright test, and now we are going to create a test block. So see the test block, it has two parameters. Okay, so the first one is test case name. Now we can write it like locator. Okay, and the second one is a callback function. So here there is two parameters. This one is the test case name, it's a string, and the next one is a callback function. So inside the callback function, we are using this page fixture, okay, so that we can access it over here. And see, if you can just you can see here, this is the pattern. Like you can just give the string the first parameter and then the page, and you can copy paste here. Okay, see, it is throwing error for await because we haven't declared this as a, this callback function, we have to declare it as async. Only if you declare it as async, you can use await. If you are not using async, you cannot use await. See, basically, JavaScript is a synchronous, okay? It will not wait for one action to complete. But whereas here in Playwright, this has been addressed because you cannot just write a, see, for example, now we are going to open this URL, right? So this URL, it has to load, and then only you can go ahead and enter the, only if this page loads, then you can enter the username and password. Before even this page loads, if you just try to enter the username and password, then it will be end up in error. That's what. Whereas here, if you use async and await, it will wait, okay, until this page loads, it will wait, and then you can enter the username and password. Okay, so right now we have given the URL. Next, we are going to, so here you can see this is input, okay, and so for get by role, I will show you now. See, for get by role, it has these many things: alert, checkbox, deletion, grid list item, log list box. So for each and everything, we have it over here. So right now in here, I'm going to get this particular text box. So here it is telling input. Okay, whenever you have the role as input, you should mention it here as text box. Okay. And then you have to give the name. The name you can give whatever you're seeing it over here. So this is the username. You can just give it over here, and that's all. And dot fill. What we have to enter is, you can just copy paste it from here, admin. Okay. So this one I will remove. So now we have to enter for a password. We have entered, and then we have to click on the login button. So this is the button. So instead of a text box, we have to mention await page dot get by role, and you can mention the button and just give the name in the curly braces. And this one is click. So when you want to click, you have to enter click, and for fill you have to give values. Okay, here we have to give admin 123. The password is different. Okay, so this is done. So once this login is done, we are going to verify. Okay, so this title orange HRM, this is visible or not? This is the title. Okay, so you can just see here like, okay, orange HRM. So here it is a title, so you can use wait page dot get by title, and then you can mention orange HRM, and you can just give it has to be exactly true. Okay, that we have to give it in the parenthesis. Is dot is visible. That's all. Just click tab and that's all. So let's just try running and see if it is working. And the file name is locator. Okay, locator spec.js headed. So this is running. The browser is opened and yeah, it has entered admin password and it's validated. The test case is passed. Okay. Yeah, so next what we can do is here we can just try to click on any one of this recruitment or anything. These are all text, right? So we can use getByText. So I have told you how we can use getByRole and we can use getByTitle. Now I'm going to tell you how we can use wait page dot getByText. So you just have to mention the visible text. So we can take recruitment. This you have to specify and specify over here. And the same exact true. And that's all. Click. See, in case of if you want to click on time or leave or anything, you can just mention the text. That's all. You don't need to do anything else. Just replace this recruitment with whatever the name you wanted to, and that's all. So once this recruitment this has been clicked, we have to verify this particular this is visible or not. So this is the h6. This is the heading. Okay. So heading we have to do like again await page dot get by role. So this is not the button or this is not the input. If it is an input, I told you we have to use text box. If it is a button, straight away button. If it is an h6 tag, this is the h6. Okay, so then we have to use heading. All these things you can find it over here. Okay, what you have to select or what you have to give, all these things available here. So you can get it from there. Heading, and then give the name. So name you have to give it inside the parenthesis. Sorry, curly braces. Okay, That's all. And we have to check is visible. Okay. And next, we now know how you can validate the get by role using heading. Okay, what else we can do over here? Okay, we can see this button. So here we can just use the button and then name. So here we have like already I have written, right? I'll just copy and paste it over here. You just have to change the, see here it is having some space. You have to give an exactly the same way how it has written over here. Okay. And search button. Okay, this is the same thing. Okay, we can try add. So this is what this is. Add is also a button. Okay, so I'm going to copy paste the same code. Just change the add. You don't need to worry about any class or anything, any ID or anything. Okay, I think it has some additional space. Let me copy paste it again. Okay, that's all. So now we clicked on reset, add. Okay, now we can just go ahead and check. Okay, so here you have a full name, first name, middle name, last name. Okay, so see here how we can check is you have to verify this particular label. This is the label. Okay, let me inspect and show you. See, this is the label. So you can verify whether this full name label is visible or not. Once you confirm that, then you can enter these details. Okay, let's write a code for that. Wait, page dot get by label, and then you can just mention the name alone. So here you have full name. That's all. Once again, guys, is visible. That's all. So if this is visible, then you can go ahead and enter the first name, middle name, last name. Okay, now let's inspect this. So here you have input, so you can use text or you can use I just wanted to use placeholder. I just wanted to show you how you can use placeholder. So you can use await page dot get by placeholder. You just have to give the first name dot fill. You just give text something like test. Okay, and or else we can just give, okay, and then next we have to enter the middle name. So just copy paste and change it. Sorry. And then finally the last name. Test t test. Okay, so now we have entered the first name, last name and middle name, and the next field is what we have here is email. These all drop downs we will see in the next video. So right now we will see email. Okay, See, in the email, you can see here also it is showing type here, and in the contact number, this is also it is showing type here. Okay. So when you filter by the name type here, you can see three elements. Okay. So then it will be the confusion. Okay. Because it can handle, if there is a three elements, it cannot perform the action on all the three elements. So in that case, what we can do is, here is what we can use this another feature called nth. So right now, let me just do this. And for the email, you can get the await page.getByPlaceholder, the same thing. Okay. So here we have a placeholder. So, but in the placeholder, we have type here. But whereas here, the placeholder, it was different. But for a first name, the placeholder was first name. And if you filter it by first name, there was exactly only one. So you don't need to worry about it. So we just directly gave type first name, middle name, last name. So you have to look on the value of the placeholder. So for middle name also, see only one middle name. You can see the result, right? But whereas if you see for email, the value is type here. If you filter, you can see there exists three value. So that's the reason I have given nth 0. The first value we have to pick it up. Okay. See, if you just see like here, it is showing this one. Okay. This is the first value, email. And the next value is the phone number. And the third value is here, the nodes. So we are going to click on enter the value on the first one. So you have to mention nth 0. And next we are going to enter the value for the contact number, right? This is the second one. See, this is the second one. So here we have to give. This is another feature. It has been very useful in Playwright. Nth 0, nth 1 you can give, and then just give the phone number randomly. On something like that. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There should be one more number, I believe. Okay. Yeah. So finally, we have entered all these things. So we can just click on the save button. Okay. So there's again the save is a button. So we can just use this one, getByRole button, and but here we have save. Okay. I think that's all. Let's start run our code. Okay, it started running. It has launched the browser, entered the URL, and it has clicked on the recruitment tab. Everything. So everything is passed. Maybe we can check on the report because it has ran very fast. I can show you each and everything, all things we have written. So see, it has navigated and it has entered username, password, and then clicked on the login button, and it has verified whether this recruitment, it has clicked on the recruitment and then clicked on the reset button, add button. Once it is clicked on the add button, it has validated, and then first name, middle name, last name, all this has been entered, email, and then finally save button. See, everything, all the test cases passed, all the validation. See, this is very simple, right? So here, instead of using the CSS locator or XPath, we can just use this Playwright semantic locators. This is very easy and very practical way. So I would suggest using this semantic locator. So the test case is passed. Now I believe you understood how we can use the semantic locators, Playwright specific locators. See, actually, this is very easy to use, and the reason is this is like we can reduce the flakiness. Flakiness is nothing but one time it will run and the next time it will fail. These things we can be avoided because most of the time, as I already explained you, the DOM document object model structure changes. The developer often changes only the classes, ID, and div, all these things, but not the this label value or the button values. They might change, but it is very rare. Okay, when the very rare occasions. Okay, and also one more thing. This semantic locators, yes, absolutely. Whenever it is possible, we can use. But there are some cases, the roles may not be available, or some semantic hooks will not be available. So in that cases, we can obviously go ahead and use CSS and XPath in Playwright, especially when we are finding like hidden technical nodes or SVG paths. So in that case, there is no other choice. We can't directly go ahead and use this semantic locators in that situation. Wherever it is not possible, then we can go ahead and use the CSS and XPath. Okay, and there is one other concept I would like to explain to you, and in the initial itself I have explained you. Okay, one second, I wanted to show you one more thing. Okay, let me copy paste this. I'm creating one other test. Okay, this is test 2. Okay, and one more thing what you can do is, if you want to skip this test case, you can just go ahead and click test.skip. Okay, so here, if I'm not using async, then you will get an error, because only if you declare the callback function as async, then you can use the await, because this await is, you can see the error also. See, expressions are only allowed within the async functions. Okay, if you're not declaring the function as async, then you cannot use await. Why we have to use await? I have already told you. This particular web page, you are just giving the URL. Once this web page is loaded, then you have to try entering this username and value. Otherwise, you will end up in error. I'll just show you that in a real time so that you can understand very well why we are using async and await, because this is a very important concept in Playwright. Basically, JavaScript is synchronous. So we are using JavaScript here, but using the async and await, we are making it as asynchronous, so that for every action it will wait. See, in Playwright, every action it returns a promise. I will talk about the promise in a minute. Let's try running this. Okay. Okay, it has started the execution. See, it has it will bring the report now. We can see. See, it is telling maybe frame was detached. Something, because it is not waiting for the page to load. Before that, it is searching for the element, or it is doing something. Waiting, that is not happening. Okay, only one thing has to be completed, then the next thing has to be done. Now I'll just give like a async. Okay, now let's try to explain now, execute now. See, now the URL is loaded, the password, user ID, everything entered, and it works very well. Okay. and it is passed. One is skipped. The first one, the first test case I have skipped, but the second test case is passed. Okay. So now I think you will be able to understand how it is actually working. You have to understand the mechanism inside how it is working and what are all the concept here it is used. Only then you can build a better efficient framework. Okay. So yeah, I was discussing about the promise. I'll explain you about the promise. So here, what is a promise? Promise is nothing but a promise represents a value that is available, that is not available right now. Okay, once the asynchronous task finishes, the promise will give you that value. I can explain you with one example. See, we are writing this page.goto. Okay, and we are giving the URL. Okay, this page.goto will return a promise, and this await, it will wait for the promise to finish. This is telling there is a promise. I don't have the value right now, but you have to wait. I will return the promise. So while returning, this is the return value. Okay. Either means it will be executed successfully or it will be end up in error. So this is a very important concept. Definitely, when you attend the interview, you will get this question: what is promise and how promise is handled in Playwright. So in Playwright, every action is a promise. The promise is nothing but it is telling right now this is not done, but it will be done. But you have to wait. So once you wait, I will return the resolved value. So this is the resolved value. This launch. So once this particular page is loaded, then it will tell, yeah, okay, this is the verified value, it is successful. Otherwise, it is fulfilled. Okay, otherwise it will return the error. Okay, this is one important concept you have to understand. So I'm just trying to explain all the possible concepts, everything, why we are using Playwright, and what is the concepts behind all this. So I have given the PPT and slides and everything, all the details. Please go through. Definitely when you attend the interview or if you want to build a good framework, you need to understand all these concepts. It will be very helpful to you. So right now for today, that's all I believe. So thank you guys. We will see you on the next video. Thank you so much. Bye.